video, I talked about preparing for midterm exams. I waited a couple of weeks to make this video, hoping that you took your midterm exams and you received your results from them. No matter the scores that you received, now is not the time to negatively judge yourself, criticize yourself, be down on yourself, to feel less of yourself. My message to you in this video is that you can become more of yourself, that I want you to use whatever the results you receive as determination and elevation for you to improve, to become better, to keep fighting, to get out of academic probation or to prevent being dismissed from law school. That this is just midterm and that there's 6, 7, 8 more weeks for you to improve and especially perform favorably on final exams. Do not be stuck right now. Don't. This is about quickly bouncing back. This is not about falling back, but for you to just see the results for what they are, but not who you are. Who you are is infinite potential, infinite possibility, dedication. You're greater than whatever happens, whatever these results are. You're going to show it. We're going to show it. We're going to keep fighting to the end. So with this, I want to share with you my Civil Procedure 1 midterm exam results that I took last weekend, and I received immediate results from it because I took it online, still in the COVID-19 era. We're doing law school virtually, fall 2020 semester. Here it goes. Here's a screenshot of my midterm exam. I received a 74%. Yes, average grade. It's not 90, 95%. But the meaning that I took from it immediately was like, this is actually going to be a good video for me to do because I want to be a walking example of everything that I share with you. That it's not about being perfect. Law school, being a lawyer, perfectionism doesn't exist. It's not a game of perfect. It's about a game of adjustments. Who can quickly adjust, adapt when things are not going their way so that they can go their way. Being in the middle of a case, middle of a deal, things may not be going your way. But that doesn't mean that you can't win the case, that you can't get the deal that you want for your client. Again, if lawyers just stop at the middle of the case, like, we're done, can't win, then what use is there being a lawyer? No, we fight all the way to the end. We don't just give up in the middle. So I look at this score and it's like, okay, let's go. Let's improve. Like I can easily convert this 74% into a 90, 95% on the final exam because the final exam is the big chunk of our grade. Midterm exams are usually a smaller percentage of our grade. Yes, it matters. But again, focus on preparing, performing for the final exam. This is just practice, kind of like a sparring session, as I like to talk about. We use this as like being in halftime, like in a sports game. Just because you're losing, you're down on the scoreboard halftime, doesn't mean that you can go out in the second half and still win the game. Like you can still win. So this midterm really means nothing. I don't want us to be fixated on this, that we still got so much room to improve and it's time to level up everywhere, and we will. So here is a self-assessment, self-reflection spreadsheet that I created for you to view. As you see, 18 questions and I got 5 wrong. They consisted of multiple choice, true, false. The rule of law governing the question, these are the rule of law for civil procedure. I'm not going to go through any of them, but this was just for you to view. I gave myself feedback. So the ones that I got correct, as you see, when I read the question / fact pattern, I knew the proper law to apply to it. And when we know the right rule of law, it's easier to eliminate the wrong answer choices and to select the right answer choice. But when we read a fact pattern and we don't know what rule of law governs and applies to that fact pattern, then yes, it's going to mess up the way we select our answer choices. So I was honest with myself. I went back and did this because I got the exam and I just went through each one and I was like, okay, I applied the wrong rule of law, and that's what allowed me to get the wrong answer choice. But when I went back and to see, okay, once I applied the proper rule, I was like, oh, okay, I see why. And all the other answer choices as well, the same way. For question 16, I had it right the first time, but I switched my answer, second guessed myself. But these are just things in the moment that, for whatever reason, we do. But whatever performance habits, techniques, approaches, we have to make our adjustments. And this is just a great indicator to say, okay, all right, I did this, but what I'm going to do next? How am I going to favorably prepare for final exams? And we get to see how our professor tests us. So my last slide is evaluating yourself to improve forward. Again, this is not about being stuck in the mud. It's about what do we do next? So having academic self-awareness, having a self-curiosity of your technique and approach to each question. What is it? Did it work for you? Did it not work for you? Where were you off at? You need to be honest with yourself and not be in this delusion or just being in this mode of, oh, I suck. It's like, okay, truly assess yourself. Be aware of where you're off. Next, close your gaps of understanding from the questions that you got wrong or just from previous material overall. Rework, reanalyze your exam if your professor gives it back to you. I had gaps of understanding. This is why I got 5 answer choices wrong. But reworking it, I was able to close those gaps and to say, okay, I see why I got it wrong. The next time, the next fact pattern that I see that I'm going to practice on, I'll know what to do next time. But not closing that gap on that particular understanding, you're going to go to the next thing and you're going to keep getting it wrong. But again, we want to self-correct ourselves immediately so that we can perform way better on final exam. And with this, closing your gaps of understanding, you want to immediately meet with your professors, plus your academic support program. Do not do this by yourself. They can help you. They can give you better techniques, better approaches. For me, I did not meet with my professor because he went over it in class, each question. And once he explained it, I was like, oh, okay. And then once I went back and retyped and reanalyzed it, I was like, okay, I see where he went wrong. But sometimes professors don't go through it and review it in class. So meet with them. Again, don't just dismiss this. Please get help. You want to improve immediately. With this, lastly, complete more and more practice problems with new material that you're going to learn, plus the old material, because concepts build on top of each other. And as the semester goes on, going to be writing essays, and within the fact pattern is going to be multiple issues, multiple concepts that we have to analyze. So doing more practice problems is the best way to prepare and the best way to prepare for the final exams. But again, go back, evaluate yourself so that you can improve immediately. Gotta do this. It's so important. But beyond that, I hope that this video inspire you to just keep going, keep moving forward, no matter what it looks like. Keep fighting to the end. You're going to get out of academic probation. You're not going to be dismissed from law school because you're going to be strategic. You're going to make the adjustments immediately. I know you will. And I look forward to your achievement, to your bounce back. Keep going. Stay relentless. Never give up. Let's go. You got this.